What is up, YouTube? Let me introduce myself. This is my very first motovlog video, my very first video in general. My name is Badass Bo. And before we begin, if you kindly could, leave a comment, leave some feedback, leave a like, please subscribe, and also click the bell for notifications. Let me introduce myself and give you guys, a quick 5 highlight recaps of who I am, what I'm about, and what I plan to do with this channel. Alright, so first and foremost, let's knock out the obvious. This is a motovlog channel. I just started writing, I'll say a month ago, like fully committed writing. 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I bought a bike. I bought the 48 down when I was stationed in Virginia, and I got really hooked on learning how to ride a motorcycle. So I bought myself the first one, but had it for a month, and then it was towards the end of my contract and I had to move. I didn't re-up, so I left and I sold the bike. So I really didn't have too much time on on the saddle. But I figured I'd pick it up again 2.5 years later, 3 years later, and I bought myself an Iron 883. And I've been riding, I would say, basically almost every single day. So I'm getting really confident, going real far, going the distance with this bike, doing different things with it, gaining experience. Another thing that's a key highlight for me is that, I already mentioned it, I was in the military. I served 4 years in the Navy. I was in IT. I made it to E5. And I enjoyed my time. I learned a lot of things in the military, and I wouldn't trade it in the world. And with that, it helped me transition with all the benefits that they gave me into civilian world. I was able to go back to school, so that's the next highlight. I went back to school. I finished my my undergrad in finance last May, and I'm continuing on forward with my MBA. I just started this week, so it should be an interesting journey. And if you knew the old me 10 years ago, you would have thought, no way this guy would graduate college at, based on, the kind of person I was. I was a shit student. But here I am, starting my MBA, thanks to the military, thanks to the Navy giving me the GI Bill. On top of that, I'm studying finance, and I learned a lot in school, so I applied it in the real world. So I'm heavy into stock trading, I'm heavy into options, so that's another thing that's very big in my life, and that's another thing that, if you guys are interested, we could talk about it. And the fifth thing is I'm into real estate. I just bought my first 4-unit property not too long ago, and it's been interesting because I bought it during the height of the epidemic, or the pandemic, excuse me. So I definitely invested in something that I don't think a lot of people would have thought would be the smart decision to do right in the middle of the pandemic. But it's alright. I'm doing well for myself so far, thank God. I hope things turn around with this COVID, BS. I'm hopeful. So there's a lot of things to talk about. I figure, I'll give you a quick little intro of who I am, what I'm about. If you guys are interested in knowing any more, let me know what you guys want me to talk about. I have a couple of years of experience in trading, a couple of years of experience with the military, benefits, If you guys are interested in military stories, I got plenty of those, that's for sure. Yeah, let me know, you know. And of course, definitely gonna be talking about the motorcycle, you know, riding and all that stuff. I really got into it because, you know, before I even bought the bike, I was searching online, like, all right, I want to do something that's fun, that's different, you know, what can I get into that's, you know, get my adrenaline going. And I would see people on base, you know, while I was stationed in Virginia, in Norfolk, Virginia. These guys pull up in their bikes and they were all cool and stuff like that. It looked awesome. I wanted to ride one so bad, and I figured, you know what, let me take some lessons. Let me take some an MSF course. So I took it down in Little Creek, Virginia. It was a 2-day course, you know. And immediately after, that's when I got my bike, my 48. In between the time of seeing these people ride their bikes on base and seeing people, you know, ride around in the streets, I will also look up videos online, and I'll run into people that were motovloggers, and they really hooked me in with the bike lifestyle. So if you knew my roommates, I eventually became obsessed with it, and I had to get a bike. I had to. All day and all night, I was just looking to, alright, which bike should I get? Should I get an 883? Should I get a Honda Shadow? Should I, you know, what kind of beginner bike should I get? You know, I was all over the place doing research left and right, hours upon hours. And I eventually got one, and I'm glad I got back on it. So because of the people that I followed and watched on YouTube, it inspired me to start my own channel. And I've noticed that I never really got to see too many YouTubers that were from New York City. So I figured, all right, let me start that. There's like 1 or 2 guys that I've seen. I follow this one guy named Marvel Kid 87. He's from Jersey, but that's about it. That's the only guy I've seen that's from the tri-state area, from, you know, New York, New Jersey area. I'm a little rough around the edges with the bike, a little rough around the edges with the commentary. As you can tell, this is my very first video. Definitely did not lie to you about that. It's very awkward for me to talk to myself, and, you know, I don't have anybody responding back to, you know, continue the conversation. But it's alright though. I plan on continuing pushing out videos and pushing out content of various sorts, of whatever you guys are interested in, whatever I'm interested in, you know, and, you know, we'll feed off of each other. That's why it's important. If you guys leave me a comment and subscribe, and, you know, click on the bell for notifications, and leave a like, you know, let me know what you guys are interested in. I plan on doing this often. I ride my bike often, you know. All right, with that, I'll leave it right there. I don't know why this guy's not moving. Finally he's moving.